is maybe what I need to do. Oh, there we go. Connect video source, complete post details, and go live into the group. Cross fingers, hope it works. And eventually I'll get good at it. It's weird. So they made it so you used to have like a Facebook Groups API where you could just go live right into the group. Now you have to jump through. You actually essentially, I'm going to share the screen. You have to go into Facebook Live Producer here, which is like their Facebook live streaming system. So I guess I can create a poll. I can ask questions on Facebook. But then we're restreaming through another software that we have called Restream, and it allows us to connect to multiple different channels. And so we can stream into 4 different places. But with Facebook, we have to go into their producer section here and then stream there. So you have to get a live streaming key, and then you have to create a post, and then you have to connect the live, and then you go, and let's just see. Look, we're there. That's the first time we've been on there for well, for a while now, because they changed things around. All right, Rafi is coming in, and we are actually going to go over a number of his things today, and I'm excited for that. So I'm going to cancel there, go there.
Thanks,
Cool.
Jason.
I'm going to stop sharing for a second. Okay. All right, man. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thanks. Thanks for the invite.
Excellent. Let's check here. So, I did want to check one thing because as we were talking yesterday about the CSV uploader, made me think. I was wondering if I didn't even check this yet, is to see if the snapshot for the CSV uploader is actually in our backend, or if it was something that was,
Oh,
there's not a lot of people who take advantage of that, and usually it's like someone asks me a question and they'll be like, oh, okay, well, here, let's get that set up kind of thing. So maybe
yeah.
I
I
was
was
just
trying to gauge if it's needed really, because like it is kind of the same thing, but I guess that's for people that don't access the desktop app, I suppose.
yeah, that's where I use it
Um,
more, like for either onboarding or essentially what you're saying, but I don't typically use it as a landing page. Um,
right.
so I mean, or not like as a custom menu link. Usually I'd send it in, like we would just have them bookmark it in their browser so they don't have to log into the system, and they could just go to the page and then upload their things that way.
So here's my use case on why I was like exploring it. It's for
Yeah.
Kintoda still, but it's for their franchising entity.
Okay.
And they're putting on a outbound dialer, right? So they're going to start doing like some heavy outbound calling to try to get franchise opportunities in.
Yeah.
And the guy they hired is like a brand new hire. He's going to be in the high level system, but like I didn't want him messing around with the contacts, trying to do something and messing it up. So my thought was, hey, we could just give him this link and he can, every week the company that they're buying these leads from, they're just going to be putting it into a Google Sheet. So my thought was he could just download that sheet as a CSV, load it up into that link, and
Yeah.
they'll be moved into the account. I mean, until I can maybe automate that process, I'm sure there's a way I could just automate those leads that get added to the sheet too.
Depends on,
But
yeah,
until I
what system do they come out of for their lead gen or whatever?
I'm not sure what they're using. It's probably like a combination of like all these different lead finding tools. They're probably it's a
Okay.
lead gen company that is using. But what I got, well, all I know is they're putting all the leads after they cleaned it up and organized it into a Google spreadsheet. So I was just trying to reduce the new guy from trying to load them into the contacts manually. I thought maybe that would be an easier
Um,
solution, but it
might
might be the
be
same thing.
if they, let's just take a look because there is a Google Sheets
Yeah, like in the workflows.
workflow. I know we can update Google Sheets that way. Now, can we trigger a workflow every time well, you can do it through Zapier for sure. Every time
Yeah,
something
I
gets
was trying to
added
do it
there.
with Pat. That's what I was trying to figure out with Pabbly, but it didn't work. Like I personally use Pabbly a lot. Like
Yeah.
if you want, I'll share my screen. I'll show you what I was trying to do.
Yeah, Pabbly should work as well. And I mean, even if you have to end up having to use the API or whatever, yeah, to bring it in. But if Pabbly has a connector, yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead, share
Pabbly
your
has the
screen.
Google Sheet connector, but I don't know.
Through Lead
It
connector.
didn't appear to. What was that?
And then through lead connector then too, or
Yeah, so here, I'll share and show you. This is the lead list. Just get into my Pabbly real quick. These guys always have some kind of deal going. Okay. So what I tried to set up, so this is the sub account, right? So what I was trying to do was this control code called lead update. That's what I called it. It just didn't seem to work the way that it described here. So if you do Google Sheet, gives you these instructions to get like some kind of Pabbly extension for the sheet. So I did all
oh,
that,
okay,
but
yeah.
then it gets stuck. I get stuck on this step. Like it says to click initial setup, and you'll see it gives me this error. So I was gonna put a ticket in with them, but then I was
Do
just like,
you
oh,
have what was the error that it gives? Like you
it
don't
just
have yeah.
technically I don't own the sheet, so I even made a separate one that I owned to see if it made a difference. It didn't matter.
Yeah.
But it gives me this error, like that's an error. No, we're sorry, but you don't have
That's
access
all
to
we
this
know.
page.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love it.
that's all
What
we
the hell does
know.
that mean?
Yeah.
So like I said, I duplicated this. I made my own sheet. It didn't matter. I kept getting that error. Honestly, I was just like, I don't give a shit. And that's when I decided to look into your CSV uploader just because I saw it.
Yeah.
Um, you know,
And it
I
works.
might
I
just
mean, let's just take a look at let's just take a look at why it's not working on yours or what do we have to
well,
change
yeah.
to?
So here I'll show you. I guess because it's in here. So it's this one, right? Or should I be using one over the other? I see a
No,
dynamic
it shouldn't
one.
matter. So one is dynamic custom fields. I forget, like it's honestly been a little while since I've been in there. So I would feel like you would use the dynamic custom fields one. And I think that allows you to create different fields for when they import data.
Okay.
You can add those in so you have different drop downs basically.
That's what I was. I think that's where I got stuck because I saw a video about it where you were like adding the fields right here, and I didn't see that option. So like here, if I upload this in real quick, yeah. So whatever, first name, last name. What is this
So
email?
did it bring the people in or did it like stall
Yeah.
or
So I just didn't complete it because I got to this and I didn't see a company name option. But obviously that is a default field, right, in high
oh, that
level.
might be
So
something, you know what? Company name. Um, yeah.
this is where I got stuck. So like that's the only reason I reached out to you because I'm like, well, how do I add the company name field here just so it's
Oh,
an
it might be
option for
something that
them
I
because right
have
now
to
it's not.
add in. I mean, because it's a default field inside of high level, right? I think when we did this, I wasn't thinking that we were bringing in people with different companies. Do you know what I mean?
Right. I'm sure
So
this was more for like reviews or
I can take a
something.
look at that and add the company field column.
Yeah, I think that's that and the website was, I believe, the only things missing. Like this is a city,
Yeah, I
like the
think what we mostly use it
state.
for is just like, let's say you have a realtor who's going to bring in, a bunch of contacts. I wasn't really thinking that. I never thought about it.
Yeah,
I mean, you're the first person to ask for it, so
no, yeah, no problem. Totally get it. I mean, so yeah, it was just confusing me because it did pick up my custom values or fields for the LinkedIn profiles, for example.
okay.
That's why I got confused. I was like, well, how to pick that up, but I don't see like the basic company one. But that was it. And then I guess my last question would be like, I don't know why this company's giving them a spreadsheet with a phone, it's the same phone number in like three different fields. So if they don't select anything, it just doesn't get ported in. Is that the idea?
Yeah. And if you try to do phone number twice, then it'll give you an error. It should if you try.
Okay, so
It'll say,
yeah, so then Okay, cool. So yeah, I guess that's really all I would
And then
need to
so
connect
the
me out.
select type
Just
of upload up at the top, that is kind of like it basically sets a custom field. If you have those set, a lot of people just hide those. Add tag is for when somebody is bringing in that list, you could tag them with the
right.
date or whatever you want, right?
Right.
Just so you know that those get done. The other thing is in the funnel, in the script on this funnel page, there are a few more custom fields that you can fill. There's more pieces of code that you can fill out, which basically gives you is like a default tag. So if you wanted to run something every time one of these people is imported, you want to tag them with something which would then trigger a workflow, you can do that. So
Okay.
instead of having them enter a tag here, actually if you go to the funnel page, there's like a default tag it asks you. So it's not something that you'd want the customer to update. It's just something that you as an agency, and the way we were using that was we were using this one for another agency was doing all the review
Reviews, right?
requests. We do have one for reviews, but this one we set up so that you could segment by you can set up your segments as well about how you want to. I think we actually did have it all in on the page before, but maybe I switched it all up because high level changed and allowed us to put custom values right in the custom JavaScript
Okay.
section. So it's just more efficient to do it that way rather than having in a few different places. So it's right in the script now. And maybe
Okay.
I didn't even probably think about going to update the training on where you'd find that.
Okay, cool. I mean, so I guess for this side of things, all I need your help with is pulling this company field in. And if
Sure.
you think it's easier, I can just make my own field for that. It
But you
looks like
probably
those
want it
people's
to be
pulling
like
in.
the normal company field that's in high
Yeah,
level,
just
right?
so there's no, yeah. So like in case my VA sets up an automation and uses that value, it'll actually put the
Okay,
information in there.
so
Um,
I will, over the weekend here, I'll go and add in that company field.
cool. Okay, awesome. That
It
was
shouldn't
really it for
be,
this side of things.
yeah, that shouldn't
The
be a problem at all.
I don't want to like hijack this whole tech call. The only other part that I've been stuck on with this particular order that I did with you guys is the referral campaign. You know, like we talked about the loyalty and rewards that day,
Yeah,
and I appreciate the time you gave me. But then the client just kind of knocked it back. They don't want to jump into all that right off the gates. They're
okay.
hoping to just set up a simple like referral push just with those offers that I gave you. And I don't know if I could still use this snapshot for just something like that where they're not getting everything else necessarily. It's just the referral flow.
Like the
I don't know
points
if,
and stuff like that is what you're saying.
yeah, they're not
Don't want to
interested.
do the
They
points
want
and
to,
everything.
right. They want to do that maybe down the road. Right now, he's just trying to maximize the messaging that's going out to his customers to just try to get them to refer someone in. So
Yeah,
I don't know if that's just a matter of using like I had, let me see, where is it? I guess it's in the smart reviews, like like this one. You know, is this better to
yeah.
just use for that?
You could just do that. The refer a friend, send people over that way. You can also do it. Can you click back for a second? Go
Yeah,
back and
sure.
then go to like there is a click on rewards work with us. No, maybe it wouldn't be that one. Just one second.
Sure.
If you don't have the smart referral, click on smart referral.
Sure.
No,
So
because that would be the one for the referral, the reward. Yeah,
I guess
you
that's the
could
one
just
that
do
comes off
that.
of the
Like, I mean,
review.
you could just do this one, and then that's just a refer a friend. The only thing is it doesn't tie into. So I'm working with someone else right now who is talking about doing something similar. Is where they want to use the reward system for the referral program and they want to give points but they don't want to tell the person that they're getting points just yet. So that means you have to like
Yeah.
change the messaging all around rather than saying log into your dashboard and go check this out and whatever else. You could
Right.
send people to that referral page right there. I was just modifying something for someone else as well, which is they made a combined referral page with basically it would be their client's personal referral page down at the bottom there. They're sending people there. So if you go right to the bottom of that funnel,
The bottom of
yeah,
this
just
here.
a clients for personal referral
Oh,
page. And then
okay.
that has like their QR code, and then they drop the social media share image on here as well. Um,
Oh, I see. And they got rid of this dashboard and login
yeah, instead of doing
component, I
dashboard, they
guess.
just send it they were just sending people over to that page. So I mean, I guess that's a possibility as well. But so you're just saying they want to be able to refer people. Um, there is a funnel
Yeah.
page. You know what? There's a funnel page that I'll send you that we have built into the regular referral system. And then maybe we just turn off a couple of the workflows that send out messaging saying, hey, you earn points and whatever. And that way you could potentially still have you're still using the same system with the same values and everything. And if at any point they want to turn on collecting points and do that, it's just turn on a couple workflows versus starting another system again.
Yeah, no, and that's what I was hoping for. Because like I said, like I had told you that they're in Bird Eye right now doing the
Yeah.
reviews. So where this is already going is they're slowly migrating everything to the high level already.
Yeah.
He's just now ready to do it, and I think he's trying to just kind of test the system with just a basic referral push.
Okay.
And ultimately, if that goes well, I think he'll want to move the reviews and everything else. So that's why I don't want to complete, like I was gonna just make my own workflows, and I'm like, it's kind of annoying. I'll have to get back in here and reset up all this for the next thing he's going to want to add on. So I was kind of hoping I can use this, what's already been kind of built. Um, so I'm just going to pause. That was the other thing. Like when I tested it myself, I started getting like these review flows sent to me,
So
which
there,
I
so with
definitely don't
reviews,
want to happen.
with reviews, there is a 10-day follow-up with
Okay.
reviews. So when you do a review request, it does it puts them into that workflow. I know you mentioned on the call that it was, or the question you said was you thought that it was only going to send out once or it wouldn't send out multiple times, but it puts them into the workflow once. So it sends out on day one, day two, day five, and day 10. I think it
Okay.
is. And it's just to push people to leave the review kind of thing. Just like it's just a quick email, quick message that will send out. And it works well. Like we've got clients who are getting tons of reviews because even if you just send out that first review request, depending on when they get it, they might be busy, they might be doing something, they might,
Yeah.
they just forget about it. So what I've always found when doing those review requests is having a good follow-up system so that we are following up. We are asking them if they left, asking them to leave a review if they haven't indicated that they've left a review yet. And
Right.
um that it leads to a lot more reviews rather than just sending out the one and then a month later send out another one or whatever else, right?
Yeah, which is
Um
what they're doing with Bird Eye. And that's why they're I'm even getting this account over here. Like Bird Eye doesn't do any follow-up. It does that immediate,
yeah.
like it does automate the first touch, but then that's it. Everything else is manually managed, which is
I just
weird.
found if we just do a simple follow-up over 10 days and then it's done, then it doesn't then but we do get a lot more reviews actually coming
Right.
through. So um which
Okay.
I think is really important. So I do have a we have to check under once you're done doing that. But under sites there should be a referral page,
So,
refer a friend page that we can send people to.
okay. So yeah, I was just checking this flow because it says after service. So, but this is connected to the reward system, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. So this is after service. So after somebody's been working with it, it will send out a referral request. And then
But it,
that could either be you trigger that through an automation that they're done working with that person or they've collected that um I mean somehow or however they trigger it, or they use the opportunities panel and they move that customer over to the serviced side, and then
okay.
um that will trigger that referral request and everything.
Okay. You said to go to sites.
Yeah, go to sites and then I might have it should be in this one, but I might actually just have to send you the
The
funnel
share link or
page,
something.
which
Okay.
is I might have because I took it out for the yeah, you know what? I took it out for the restaurant one because it didn't, and then I actually duplicated. What I did was we took it out for the restaurant one because it doesn't make sense to have like a refer a friend page
Mhm.
for restaurants because we're not
Phone number with us?
uh
Phone number?
okay, I'm just gonna mute you there. Um sorry, just so I took it
No,
out
you're good.
because just of the different way that we refer people, right? So you can have refer friend, but we're sending people into the dashboard and everything there so they can refer friends that way. And we had an external refer a friend page, which would work well for this because we could just send people there. And as long as we have the contact ID with it, then it'll track everything for that
Okay.
person. And again,
Cool.
we could turn off the workflows for, I mean, you can still give them points if you want. That's what we're doing with a chiropractor that I'm working with. We've turned off the workflows, but we made a workflow that they can still refer a friend and they can collect points for referring that friend. And then in the future, when he turns on the actual the rewards program, they'll have some points in there for people that they've referred that way.
That
So that's a possibility,
I like
but
that idea. I like that idea. I mean, so I just want to, I'm hoping to have something ready for them to do like the referral campaign tomorrow. So like I'm wondering, could you, I don't know how we
okay,
would
so here,
plan this out.
let
Like
me see. Let me just no, I'm not gonna share my screen. Let me go to this. Let me
let me
grab the
stop
fun.
share
I'm
so you
just
could
gonna
do
grab
that.
the no, you can stay sharing. Just give me
Oh, okay.
a second because I'll go grab that
Sure.
rewards. Going to mute somebody because they are Len. There we go. Okay, so rewards. Uh referrals. Oh, that's automations. It yeah, I don't think it's in there. So let's just do you I don't think in yours you have like a can you go back to sites for a second?
Yeah, sure.
Because you don't have a rewards B2C.
I did see something B2C actually, but it was a workflow. It wasn't a
Yeah, it's
funnel, I
probably
don't think.
workflow. I mean, yeah,
Um,
I'll share this funnel with you. Yeah, I'll just put it in with the link, copy link, just gonna put it in chat
oh,
right
that's cool. You got
there.
like a little link tree in here.
Yeah, so the link tree one is we're using that one for Miss Call Text Back. I don't think it was
Okay.
completely finished for hair salons, but it was like basically the idea that if somebody came in and missed call text back saying, "Hey, sorry, we're too busy," go here and make a reservation or
Like an
fill out a form
action.
or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, do something.
It's cool.
So you should bring that in. Oh, we got Todd over here too.
Okay. B2C consumers. Okay, cool. Maybe just continue.
Actually, should probably. Do.
So just so that's going to be a funnel page I'm looking at.
Yeah, it'll be under sites.
Okay. Yep, here it is. So it's B2C. Okay, cool. So refer a friend. Thank you. Okay, cool. So the
So
form
you
is
probably just
here.
need to add
This
it's
form
just a
is
refer a friend form. It's the same form that you would use in the dashboard.
got it. Okay. So that they're putting their friends' info into basically.
Yeah, so
Um,
it'll
and then thank
preload
you.
their info or it'll preload the contact their contact info, the referral ID. And then you should have um, there should be a workflow for it as well.
Okay,
And I mean,
cool.
you can give them points if you want, but you don't have to.
Yeah, I guess in this case, like the coupon page would just show the add-ons that they're giving away, basically.
Yeah.
So let me see. You said there's a workflow too. I just want to make sure I have everything I need. This way I don't take up too
think
much more of the
so.
time in here. I'm sure everybody's got questions.
If you go to reward
so
system, reward 001,
reward
I think it would be in
system.
there.
Okay.
And then you should have
RCI.
no, just
Let's check it. Maybe B2C. Yeah. So rewards 002 B2C consumer customer. Okay, so I want to make sure
yeah, so
these are
that's the
all
refer
active.
for refer a friend form there. So you could duplicate that and you can make a different one. That's basically, I think the referral lead request service is after they go to the work with us page. So you would still have the refer a friend form. They would send out information, it would send people over to the work with us page. That's like the funnel page that you would optimize and then or change for Contota. And then that's where they could have the offers and stuff like we were talking about before. The same work with us page, just send them over there and then potentially like duplicate that one refer a friend form just so you're not sending out information about them getting points and stuff like that.
Right. So I think that's the other thing I'm confused about. So like what should I like, is it okay to just deactivate the rewards, this after service? Like these are all technically
Yeah,
connected to the rewards, right?
you can just deactivate those for now.
Okay. I think once that's, I think I can handle it from here. So request referral. This is in place of that, right?
So the request referral is what gets triggered after you send I think there's a referral request form.
Okay.
Referral request form is under
Yes, that's what it is. Okay. So let me get it.
yeah, there's a referral request form and
so I gotta just clean up the messaging here
again,
too.
I might have taken it out of this version of the
Okay.
system. Otherwise,
I mean,
there's a form in there though for it. It just needs to be put on a page. Or you just send
right.
people
Yeah.
directly to that workflow. Like when you do like a database reactivation for a referral request, you should be able to send them directly to that workflow and then I'll ask them to give a referral. So there might be a couple little things we still want to like change and customize. I'll be around all day if you have any questions though.
Yeah, like these custom values and stuff. Yeah, because this is gonna pull the rewards offer specifically, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. No, I think I'm good from here. I'll just toy around with this for the next hour or so, and if I got questions, I'll shoot you a message.
Sounds good.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate
No
it. Sorry,
problem.
everybody.
No, it's all good. Ben had a question over here and he's like wondering if the promotions can be viewed without people having an account. So the way, I mean, the way we have it set up is we want to have people to have an account, not necessarily an account, but just to be a contact inside of High Level. So, especially specifically for the events for the thing. So, yeah, so the events inside, you can, are you in a place where you can unmute yourself and we can just quickly chat about it? You're muted still.
Thanks again, Jason. I'm gonna chip away at this. I
Hey.
appreciate it, man.
Yeah, no problem. I appreciate you coming on. Hey, Ben.
So, there's no other like really event setup. Like you guys, how you do your promotions, like how you can set up the events.
Yeah.
It's like perfect. Like High Level doesn't really have that like availability as far as I know.
Yeah, I've got a number of people using the promotion system just for events.
Yeah, but like I want it to be kind of open to the public because it's like that's kind of the point of an event. I don't want it like gatekept behind.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's like so events are only available for like events is how we get new customers in. So it's kind of um, like if they sign up to the event, then like I get their information perfect. But it's like they have to sign up before they can view the events. Kind of like, uh, you sign up, they're like, oh no, this is for me, and then I'm going to be emailing somebody that's not even interested in what we're doing. So it kind of like
Right.
deflects that portion.
Right now, and I mean this could change. I originally had it set up so that anybody could view it. We just couldn't get any we can't get any analytics or anything off of that person then, whether they viewed it or redeemed coupons or anything like that. So if you have coupons in there and they're not
I get the coupons, like that makes
yeah,
sense.
I'm just wondering how we create, like I can make that happen. I did
As of
put
now, I don't think anybody else has an event style like thing on high level, so you can kind of essentially
No.
corner that market.
Yeah, I know I've got a number of people who are using it specifically for that, and they're using it for like their VIP, right? So people register and then they can throw events in there just to notify them of when those events are. But then the way that we set it up was if they go to the page and say, for example, they didn't pass like a contact ID to that page, then it would say, hey, go here and register, or go here and log in there, or go here and register. That's the way it is set up now, and you probably seen that.
Yeah.
What we could do is I might just have to like create a setting or
Because you
something
have like the
that
start
just
date, the
like,
end date, like all that is like
yeah,
awesome.
no, it works good. It works great for events, and then you
Yeah,
can send them over to something to go buy tickets or whatever you want. I mean, you could sell tickets right in high level if you
I'm on the
want.
phone.
So, I'll look at it. I'll have to build that. I'll have to make probably a setting, possibly under when you create the promotion. Maybe I'll just create a setting under when you create the promotion. Do you want it to be visible to everybody?
I mean, it could be like could it be mirrored to a new landing page, or so to speak, like another like gated and non-gated? Because like I don't hate the idea either. This might be niche for me, but like VIP people get to see like because like there's limited spots, let's say on some of these events that they sign up for. So if they're VIP, how I'm gonna launch? I was gonna email them beforehand, but essentially like if it's like they're VIP, they could get access to that page like faster, and then like the other ones like okay, these will be, these will show up 2 days later essentially. So
Oh
if you're
yeah.
non-VIP, so the public page would be, but again, that's a little bit niche.
Yeah, I don't, not that it couldn't happen. It's just we
Essentially, like being mirrored
yeah.
onto another page would be ideal.
So how
Because
would you
then
be
like one,
sending people there? Like, I mean, if they just share it or it's just out on social media or whatever, they could go to that page.
it would be on our website directly. It would just
Yeah.
be like a page on our website.
What kind of event?
So we do in-person events, like we do, or like training events. They're free, and it's like first come, first serve sign up.
Yeah.
So essentially, like we pull in, like that's our loss leader. We pay for a trainer to train dogs, and we do it for free. So people come into our store, get free training, and then it's like we had to sell them on the rest of it. Like that gives us,
Yeah,
we get foot
absolutely.
traffic in.
So one option that I'm thinking of is we basically just create a promotions page that you put like on when you create the event and the promotion, have a checkbox that just says, is it visible to everybody? Could do
But that
that.
would be a new page, right? Because like the initial page is like locked.
Yeah. So would you use the same promotion system and have some events be visible to the public and some things be visible to the public and some things not?
Well, essentially in this instance, for you, it'd be like the rewards are locked, but the events are not. They'd almost have to be separated, like two different pages, because I don't see where you really ever have to lock events behind like a VIP thing. That doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't like events in
So
general are made
that's
to
where I
get
could
people.
but that's where I could also just say like that's where we could also just say when you create an event, do you want it visible to everyone? because we still want to have coupons and everything like that locked. I mean, the other option is we go and create a completely different events system using the same kind of tools. Maybe that's down the road, but
Yeah.
for now, if we just have promotions and we create an event and then we just say, is that event available to the public? Or like, is it visible to the public, or is it only to subscribers? And then if it's only visible to the public, or if it's visible to the public, then we could show it to everybody and then still have a link for people to subscribe to become like a VIP or something.
Yeah, like I don't hate that idea where like, hey, this event is going on. If you want to like, it's like, oh, I want to register, and then by registering it, kind of like they're registering for the whole VIP sort of thing. Like, and then they
Yeah.
get access. But it would be like many steps. It's like, oh, I want to do this. Okay, I click on it. It's like, oh, you need to register. Okay, I register, and then I click on the event, and then you kind of have to like register again for that event. So it's just like a lot of
Yeah, no,
unless
I wasn't thinking about that. I was just thinking if we make the event visible to whoever, then the only thing is, yeah, a lot of this stuff is dependent on their contact ID in the system, so tracking things that way. Especially mostly for coupons, really. The events don't really matter because they're mostly just like info type products type thing. They're just like info. So let me just put some thought into how we would do that, but I think we could.
okay. Because then the other thing is like, yeah, I mean that's when I saw the events on there, I was doing events like a different way, and I was like, oh, this would be even better because like I had an old program that like let me do similar. Like I have the, it's just easier because like now in high level, I have to like manually delete the events when they're done. Like there's no like, you know,
Yeah, I mean, maybe it makes sense that we have like some sort of, I was thinking about that like last month too, is just maybe we can build some kind of events calendar because there isn't one. And I mean, we use events calendar all the time for different clients.
yeah. I think just having like an event sort of like, you know, as you already kind of build it, so kind of like doing it
Or maybe
standalone would probably do
we just
well.
have something that just displays events. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, if they can be
Let's
caught, I don't know if you can like mirror. Like if I do that, it goes to this landing page, and that landing page just mirrors specific. Like if you click yes, I want this to show to the public, then that would get mirrored onto another page, like
yeah,
another landing page. So
yeah,
it's like
and then
events landing page, and then like
maybe we just
all
have
that
it. Yeah, like you're
that
just
landing
saying,
page.
yeah.
Yeah, that landing page would only be if events are checked marked yes.
The pad kind of came out because it
Yeah,
has these
I hear what you're
ones,
saying.
they're both like that.
Okay, well, let me put some thought into that.
I haven't gotten
I do, I know a few people who are using it just for events, but they're sending it out to their list of customers already, right? They're not just doing it out to the public. They're just mostly doing lead gen and then, having people as their VIP, and then as their VIP, then they're sending out links to events and here's where I'm gonna be this week and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah. So, um, I mean, I don't hate have like it's okay. It's just my existing customers. I can get them to sign up. It's just like people that aren't, like new customers.
You know what you could like, yeah, it's just if you don't have coupons in there, I'll have to think about it because we could do it like an events only thing, pass like a variable for events only and just show events, and then it's just something that I'll have to add in to make it so that we can do those type of
Or
things.
that. What
in
about
there.
that page where they do sign up? What if there was like, look at all the events happening now, and then, if you sign up, you get access to this. That way, you could mirror the pictures only, and
Yeah.
then kind of like a generic like, look at the events happening, or look at the upcoming events. And if it's like no events, and it's like no upcoming
Yeah, I
events.
think it
But
makes sense to have some type of events system. I like the idea of rolling it into promotions. Just don't want people to be a little bit confused by it. So we'd have an events page that would only pull in the events. That'd be easy enough. And then just show the events. And if they click on that event, then I mean you want them to become a VIP member anyways, just so they're a lead, right? Or they're a contact so that every time you send out, hey, this is a new thing that's happening, you can message them.
yeah, I guess if it stickies their contact, and then they don't have to like sign up again for the actual event, then yeah, like if they sign up and then their
Yeah,
information
I can't,
gets.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean potentially. I mean your event sign up form, however you do that, that could be sticky.
Yeah, if they sign up on that page, would it sticky their contacts so when they fill out the basically a high level?
I mean, I would just say, I would just say become a VIP to get access to this event.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Send them and then have them register for that event. I like the idea of displaying the
The
events.
cost per lead. I mean, I guess the cost per lead would go up, but then the quality would also be better. So, because we're going to be running ads to this event page specifically
Yeah.
for a type of event page. So that's kind of that's the goal, is to run
Yeah, I
ads
hear
to
what
the
you're saying.
events and then get them in for, then we
I
have their
mean,
information.
you could also run an event to one of the subscriber campaigns, and instead of it being a coupon, it's just an event, and it'll show the graphic for the event, and then have them register, sign up there, and then they would become a VIP and get access to that event. But then they'd still have to go and register for the event afterwards. But you could have sticky contact info in there, so it automatically fills their details out when you send them to the actual registration page.
Yeah. Yeah, because the goal is to get their contact.
Or you can also embed a form. You can embed a form directly inside one of the promotions too. So if you put the form embed code in the description box, it will pop a form up in there, and then they can just fill the form out on that event.
But they would still need to register to see that, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just saying it's another instead of having them click a link and then go to another page and then fill out.
I got you. Okay, yeah, it's like, and then that could technically be sticky as well. They can like, oh, I want this one, and then like their information would just sort of like fill out.
Yeah, so that's an option anyways. I like the idea of making events visible to the public in some way. The whole
Yeah.
idea behind that promotions thing is that we're trying to somewhat force people to be more of a get on our list, right? So we can build that list rather than just displaying all the stuff to the public. Anyways, yeah. So
Well, I guess like
let me think about it. I think we can do it.
Do you think like customers would have a better time? Like, let's say a restaurant customer, like if they saw like, oh, these are the promotions at the restaurant, like, oh, you need to register to claim them, instead of like, oh, I need to register and I don't even know what the promotions are. I'm just wondering, like, from that perspective, like,
Well, when we're driving traffic to or when we're driving traffic to a registration page, they can see that main offer that they're getting access to, right? So when you create a promotion in the promotions manager, let's go here. When we create a promotion in the promotions manager, just go let's do restaurant for a second here. Reward snapshot. So when we create a promotion in here, we have funnel pages that are built that will automatically show whatever you have for these here. So if we did a claim your, this is third incentive, second incentive. Let's just go to the PPC ads campaign here. So over here on our registration page, and that doesn't have to be a coupon. It could be an event, for example. But if we went to the VIP promotions funnels page, registration and offers, then inside of here, we have the PPC campaign. And if we open that one up, it's going slow.
I hate doing demos and then it just doesn't load.
Yeah, so it'll have restaurant logo. Oh yeah, sorry. Why is it going slow? It's not loading any of the page info here. Oh, I was trying to do that yesterday. I was on a Zoom call trying to do tech stuff and nothing would load. It was just
I
it
swear
was
to them.
painfully slow.
Yeah.
And then I got frustrated. I was just like, I gotta shut everything off. Okay, there we go. Let's go click here, and then this is going to open up. So this is the PPC offer. And so I would drive traffic directly to this. So if it was like, hey, you're doing a dog training event, then this is where I would have this. But that wouldn't necessarily register them for that event. If you wanted to do that, I mean, you could run an automation off this and automatically register them for that event, but this is the way this one works is like, hey, claim your free appetizer, and
Yeah.
they get to see what promotion that offer is. And I mean, it'd be cool. Also, I like what you're saying is have like graphics of what other offers might be down there or something like that, or see what these other offers are, when you become a VIP.
Yeah.
That's kind of neat.
What about is there um I I know the calendars you can limit how many like spots. So that's what we were going to use is sort of just like book your spot, and then obviously that like helps to streamline the reminders like, hey, come at
Yeah.
the
I don't have
training card
anything for
number.
saying, hey, if you only have this many people register for an event,
Yeah.
nothing like that. No.
So I think I would still attach it to a calendar essentially, and then it's
You would
kind of
want
like
to, yeah. I mean, you might
yeah
even be able to, I haven't tried it, but you might even be able to embed a calendar on that page too. So instead of doing a form, you could embed a link directly to that event, that training event.
yeah, because it's not like a one. What can I say? It's like it's a weekly event that we do,
Yeah.
which is like so it's like, hey, choose your like here's this month's like choose your spot kind of thing.
Yeah. I don't have a calendar built into this one, but that's something we could test out for sure. Is dropping a calendar. And then see if that would work.
Because then it wouldn't be that bad if they register for if I send them to that page like, oh, this is that, and then I guess I could put a button. I don't know, see our other events or something. That's the thing is I don't have a page that has all the events on it.
Yeah. Let's go to. I don't want to. Is that going to give me the entire embed code?
It's share. I think it's share.
It's under share. Wow,
Yeah, and then
weird.
embedded code.
Yeah. So if we go here, go
I
to
spent too much time with calendars.
yeah, promotions manager. Let's just test really, really quick here. Let's go here, type for all, drop this in description. There, hit save. That is that one. So if I go to, let's go to contacts. Jason Orban.
The code for those events, do they or the promotions, could I grab those and put them on like a blank page?
The code. Um,
Yeah,
there's a trigger link to each one, but you could, I mean, you could go specifically to an event, yeah, because there's no gatekeeping on that actual event. So I don't actually think I sent out a thing for promotions here, one for a while in my testing account. We'll just test this quickly and then, so that's what we just did.
no, look at that.
Yeah, look at that. So you can do a calendar right in there. I know I've tested it a lot with forms. So you could just have them, register for dog, and then go through and select your time that you want to do for that event, and then they could select that date and register for it right through the promotion.
Yeah, I like that. That works pretty well.
They would still have to put their contact info in, but I mean
That's
that just
they're
whatever.
registering, it's like a final registration.
Yeah. And then there you could have, because if you use group classes, then you can, if you do group classes, then you can limit the number of people who can attend each week.
Yeah.
And just have it there. So I think that's a really streamlined way to do it. And then you can link to this page.
I guess
Here.
it's like the page right before that, like where all those are at.
Yeah, no. So if there's no contact ID in here, then it's going to tell us,
What if I like? Can I force a contact ID? Like a fake?
I mean, we could try it. I mean, you could try it. I would. Right now it's pulling in from our account here. So let's go new. Is there CID equals whatever. I don't know if it'll give us an error for that or not. There we go. Well, it's showing the offers. You know what it's doing? It's showing the offers that are available to anyone anyway. So have you tried just doing like if there's no CID, then it's going to give us this. But yeah, I guess if you pass fake CID equals whatever, it's going to load the promotions that are available to everyone. What the CID will do is the contact ID. It checks to see what access they have to specific promotions that are the subscriber coupons that they subscribe to. I mean, I suppose there's another way that we could probably do events only equals true or something like that.
So then this essentially, like, it wouldn't really track each person, but that doesn't matter because they're signing up anyways with the calendar. So that kind of
Yeah, so they could still click on this. It's not going to pass over their specific contact ID, but they're still going to be able to register through that. It's just if you have any coupons, on the page, it'll still allow them to want to go and register, redeem it. But they won't be able to redeem any unique coupons that you have because it won't be tied to their customer ID. It won't send.
So what would happen in this situation with a fake?
So for like, if you did this one and you said request code, it's going to try to send them. It's going to try to send, add this person to the redeem, or it tries to send them an SMS with their coupon code.
Okay.
But because there's no actual contact ID, then it won't.
They won't get a text.
So I mean, so having said that, if we did a fake CID in there and then we said events only, then we could potentially do that. And
okay.
How would that?
So basically, I won't at the moment. If I did that, I wouldn't be able to add promotions into it as well. I would have to only do calendars.
Yeah, probably. I mean, you could have, if you had coupons in there. I mean, and until I go and add something that says events only.
Okay, well that helps me at least for this month.
I like the idea of the events only and then passing a fake CID to it, but we'll have to see if we can do that some other way as well.
Okay, so, well that'll work for now. That's like, there's always a workaround.
Okay, cool. Yeah. That works. I mean, I really like the idea of embedding the calendar on there as well, so they can just register for an event.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that because then it just, it's like I just need a page where all the calendars are there, or the events, sorry, and then they can click. Yeah, it's perfect. It literally works perfectly. That's all I needed.
Okay, cool, awesome. Gonna jump over to a question here from Scola. Just asked a question. How do you demo the points value calculator? So, really, this is, you can go in and you can create your own different products that you want for different things. So inside of the loyalty and reward system, we do have points that you want to give to a new customer: referral, invite points, share points, lead points, and then actual referral points. So the difference between those things are invite. With the referral system, we have 3 different levels of referrals. We have an invite, we have a lead, and then we have an actual referral. The invite is if I fill out a form and invite you to go check out the business, I'm going to earn a couple points for that. The lead points is if that person then comes and fills out the work with us form, then the person who referred them can earn some more points because that person tends to be a better quality lead, right? Because they're referring somebody who actually said, hey, I want more info. And then we have referral points is when that person is actually serviced. Then the person who referred them can earn points, however many points for that. So I hope this is what you're talking about here, Scola, is that how do we use this calculator here? And then with our base loyalty and reward system is we have a residential side and we have a commercial side. They both function almost identical. The only difference is we have different points values that we can assign for residential versus commercial. And the reason is Commercial, say for example, might be a commercial partner or somebody who's a complementary business to you, and you can work with them, and they'll refer their customers to you, and they might have access to hundreds of people. So they can just send out marketing messages, all that kind of stuff to the hundreds of people or thousands of customers that they have, and drive traffic your way. So maybe we don't want to give them as many points per lead or referral, just based on the quantity of leads that they're going to send over. Now, a residential customer, somebody who, let's say you have a carpet cleaning company and you go clean their house, they're going to refer you to a number of people. You generally only have 2, 3, 4 really good refers in a residential setting anyway. So we want to give them more points, but the typical residential consumer who's going to refer us might only refer like 2, 3, 4 people throughout their lifetime as a customer with that business. So we can give them a bigger incentive because it's not something that comes naturally to them, or it's not as easy for them to refer out to customers. Whereas, yeah, I mean, you have a business that has, 5,000 contacts, and you can send out an email to them saying, hey, we really love these guys. Go get your carpet cleaned with these fellas. They just have a lot of people they can refer to you. So I mean, it's up to you and the business that you're working with whether you want to give the same amount of points or not. That's just up to you. So basically, this is what we're saying. We're saying, hey, if for example we had something that was worth $10, and we wanted to make it so that for every 10,000 points that we give, it's going to be $10. I mean, you can even change this to be like, hey, if it's $1 and we're giving 1,000 points per dollar, or 100 points per dollar, whatever you want, then it'll tell you what each point is worth. And then inside of here, you could say, okay, so if we're going to give points to a new customer, and let's say we're going to give them 800 points, that's going to be actual retail value is going to be 80 cents, right? Now, here, so we're invite points, that's going to be 2 cents, 2 cents. This one here is going to be 1 cent for a referral lead. And then actually for somebody who becomes a referrer, we're going to give them, 10,000 points or something like that. And then that would be worth actual $10. I mean, so you can make it whatever you want. So if you wanted to make this, it is, 100 points per dollar. That's going to say now each point is worth 10 cents. If we made this 1 point per dollar, now every point is worth $1. And it's just a calculator to help you kind of visualize how many points you're giving away. And I looked and saw that I wasn't sharing my screen, but that's pretty normal. So inside here, this referral calculator, right? So here is just how many points we're giving away, what we're proposing that point is worth, and then how much that point is actually worth. So like, let's say the reward is $1. We're going to give them 1 point for whatever they do. That point is worth $1. Here it just says $1. So let's say we said, okay, let's say we said we're going to give them 1,000 points, and that proposed value in dollars is $1. Now that one point out of that 1,000 points is going to be worth $0.001 dollars. And what it'll automatically do is recalculate here. Let's say, okay, so we're going to give points to a new customer, or we're going to give them 800 points. That's going to be worth 80 cents. If we gave them 8,000 points, now that is going to be worth $8. So it's just kind of a way for you to visualize how the point system works, and help you kind of calculate, figure out the value of your points in your system. I like the idea of 1,000 points for $1. You give somebody 25,000 points, that's worth $25, for doing something. I mean, and people like seeing, hey, I've got, 52,000 points sitting in my account. kind of thing. And then I could redeem that for, a gift cards that are worth $52 or whatever. I like that kind of version of doing it just because it looks fun. People like having a lot of points. So there's that. And then over here, we have different values of, like, let's say, for example, these are different products that we're giving away. So maybe the different redeemable items. And let's say, for example, the spot remover is $25. It's just going to tell you need to have 25,000 points to redeem those things. And then because our system we have our system set up so that you have the residential or the consumer versus commercial. On the commercial side, you can do the same thing. And when you're creating different rewards in our backend system here under the rewards leaderboard, when you're creating rewards, you can set how many points that you want. So now if using the calculator that we're going to create a commercial rewards member item, and that's going to be worth 50,000 points. That's 500,000 points. So if that's worth 50,000 points, now we know that, if they redeem 50,000 points, they're going to get a $50 gift card there. So it's just a good way to okay, so if you can't change the values when you open it, what you need to do is you need to go to File and then make a copy, and that's going to make it your own copy of it, and then you'll be able to go through and make any changes that you want. I'll put this into the chat here too, so if anybody doesn't have this already, you can get access to it. So just make sure, whenever you get something like this, just make a copy, and then you can make any changes you want to the system in there and use it for your own needs and purposes. Okay, cool. Yeah, how's everybody else doing here? I know I've been talking a lot. Really appreciate everybody jumping on today, so that's been pretty awesome. I know Shan messaged me a couple things saying, hey, there's some questions for today. So Len, I think Shan had a message in here. I don't know if Len, if you're around still. I can see you there, I think.
I'm here.
Yeah, we're
okay,
here,
awesome.
bud. Yeah.
So so you're interested in the restaurant modules with the loyalty system. So that's kind of what we've been talking about here. But did you have any specific questions, or are you looking for like a quick overview, or what do you?
We've got a couple real specific questions. First things first. So we have 3 distinct restaurants.
Okay.
They're all owned by the same corporate family.
Okay.
So we're trying to figure out how to strategize this so we can manage each of the establishments individually, but also offer the loyalty across the entire restaurant group. Not sure how that would fit into what you guys have got going on.
Would they have different brands for each one? Would each one have a different brand, or would you be like I know, so let's say, for example, one of the grocery stores that we shop at, they had a system that was called Neighborhood Rewards. And there's multiple different grocery stores, different brands, all under the same parent company, who would use that same reward system, but it would just be all under Neighborhood Rewards rather than the
That's exactly where we're going. Yeah, that's exactly the conversation we're having. But we need to be able to generate them individually, right? So they have 3 separate names. You got Casa Bandini, Casa Guadalajara, Casa de Pico. We're putting them all under La Familia, which is the loyalty and points program.
Okay.
But they have to be standalone to build that relationship, and then we can cross market to the different restaurants. That's the idea, right? Pulling it from 3 different locations into one loyalty program so they can use it at any restaurant that they are under the family.
Yeah, and then would they need to have specific branding on those different locations, or would it be fine if it was just the La Familia branding for the loyalty system?
I think that the branding needs to be separate and same at the same time. It's why I'm having a little bit of a problem here, because I'm not sure how we would facilitate tying them all together, because the brands themselves actually have a loyalty that's just amazing. And we're trying to get that loyalty to cross over to the other restaurants as well.
Would they then have different rewards because they wouldn't have the same rewards?
They'd have the same rewards. Yeah, they would have that. That's where we would standardize. We would go ahead and offer the same rewards.
What would be an example of a reward?
Anything off the appetizer menu. So we can run. They're similar enough in
Okay.
they're similar enough at each one of the restaurants that we can offer. Or we do tequila tasting dinners, for instance.
Yeah.
We can offer tequila tasting dinners and use those as hooks. We can offer and desserts. We can offer appetizers for signups, those type of things. So, and we're working on standardizing some of that stuff so it crosses over.
So, I mean, what we could do, like, I mean, inside, because the reward system would be the same, they would collect points, doesn't matter which restaurant they collected points at. That would be the same. So, I mean, we could potentially still have it in the same sub accounts. And they earn those points. But I guess the messaging you'd want to send out would be to like a specific, you'd probably have to want to customize the messaging. And I mean, you could have it broken up into like, say, company, which company they're under when they register for rewards. We're doing something similar for hair salons where when you're registering for rewards, you select the you select the service provider that you're going under, kind of thing. So we could potentially do something similar like that with, hey, which restaurant are we going under? And then have that as a custom field and then segment customers that way. Might end up have and then messaging we could potentially, so we could have, yeah, we'd almost have to build out messaging specific for like 3 different ones. I mean, it's doable though. It's totally doable. And we could set it up. So I might just have to make out a little plan of what that would look like, because it's either all we'd probably need to do is change, hey, which company are we mentioning when we send out messages and stuff, right?
Right.
What logo are we displaying when they come to the page? And that could be set up either by custom fields or whatever. So we pass the custom field and then we just make sure we display that specific logo or whatever on the page when they come to that page.
Well,
Yeah, I think we. Go ahead, Todd.
sorry, Len. Let me throw another spanner in the works. We're really just using high level for the CRM portion of it,
Yeah.
not using it for any of the pages as it stands now. One of the things that we're trying to work through is the customer elevation from, you've joined the mailing list. We have your general consent to market contact.
Yep.
And then theoretically, you're elevated into La Familia, which would require, as I understand it, creating an account. If you
Yeah.
want
So
to
I
view
mean, so
points
with our system, as long as they're a contact inside of high level, they don't have to create another account. You could like indoctrinate somebody in there. I mean, you could just elevate them to the being part of the VIP program without them having to like re-register.
right. But
So I mean, depends on how you want to do it, because some people are like, well, I want people to go and re-register, register and then become contact. But you could also just be like, hey, welcome to the family, kind of thing.
totally. But as Len said, with 3 different properties and the ability to promote to multiple locations, we see no reason that somebody that goes to the restaurant in South in San Diego shouldn't be able to enjoy the benefits in the restaurant north of San Diego.
I mean,
Location.
yeah. So
Well, let me.
yeah.
So effectively, our thought process was if we were to create a La Familia sub account that was separate from the individual
Okay. Yeah.
restaurant sub accounts under our agent,
Yep.
then effectively your Power Tool system would live in that sub account where all of the automations and custom fields and everything are built to one location as opposed to doing it in triplicate
Yeah.
in each of the accounts.
Yeah.
That-
Well, that's exactly what I was thinking when we were talking about this. I wasn't thinking that you'd have 3 separate accounts, but yeah, go ahead.
But we then get into the challenge where, you know, as a restaurant, you know, one of the things that you mentioned in the demo was sort of the check-in fee.
Yep.
So kind of walk me through what that means in high level terms as far as you go to the restaurant and you log into quote unquote your account as you displayed it.
Yeah, so really what we have for the check-in is we have a funnel here, and again, it can be used across, it can be the same funnel on number of pages, or we can duplicate the funnel. So we have a check-in funnel pages, that check-in funnel page that you could have on a tablet, let's say at your front desk, and when somebody comes in, they can punch in their phone number, or you can have a staff member get their phone number and punch it in for them. That would do a check-in. Now you could have a check-in for restaurant A, check-in for restaurant B, check-in for restaurant C, and then just have their logo at the top of that funnel page. It would still check them in. It would still give them points. They would still earn it all the same way. The only thing is, what we might want to do is when we bring that contact in, know which restaurant they came in under, and then change some of the messaging to, instead of using just one standard custom value for that, what restaurant that we came in under, because typically we're doing one sub account per restaurant kind of thing. We could have it tied to a custom field for that contact. So that contact came in, we assigned them to a restaurant, and then now when we send out messaging, it's going to say restaurant A, you know, restaurant A, restaurant A, restaurant B, whereas another contact comes in and it says restaurant B, restaurant B, restaurant B. But we're just doing it from whatever custom field we have under that contact. So it changes for each contact depending on what restaurant they came in under, but still the messaging, the offers, the points, all that kind of stuff ends up being the same. Now, with the reward system, you might do something where once they're in their reward system, you show the 3 different logos for the restaurant, or just trying to there might be a more dynamic way that we can pull in which restaurant they're coming in from, because we do that a lot anyways with a lot of the other data. So we might even to just be able to pull in, actually I think we can now, is if, for example, we have a logo on a page, again, we have a specific logo that gets attached to a custom field in their contact record, we can then display that logo on the page rather than just the custom value that we're using. So it would make it more dynamic based on which company that contact came in under. And in contacts, we do have that company field now, so we could just segment them that way as well. That's a possibility.
Okay.
Yeah, so you could go under, I mean, we can either do a different custom field, or we could use that, I think there's a company one in here, which one they're assigned to additional info. I'll have to find it. Or here, company. You can add them to a company there. So either that way, or it's just a custom field that gets filled out, and then we just display different branding and slightly different messaging based on which custom field they're using.
Got it. And then the ability.
I don't want to derail you. I'm sorry. Go ahead, guys. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say the ability to actually log into their account. So their check-ins are not displaying any of their points.
Oh, yes, specifically for that check-in. No, we also have a dashboard registration here. So they would all go to the same page. So you would have a La Familia domain name, and we would send them over there for their points. So that probably wouldn't change. They would still come in, but when they log in to this, so this is the registration page.
You got to share your screen again.
You're not sharing.
Oh,
Jim.
yeah. I do that all the time.
No, we're going to keep you on. We're going to keep you honest on this one.
There you go. So if they go to the rewards login, if they go through there from they get a text message, email, or whatever, it's going to automatically put their info in here so they can check out their points, which is essentially just their email address and their phone number. So that'll take them in there. If they come here from an email or an SMS, it'll automatically have that information in there and they can just click log in. And then that's going to show them this page, which you can set up however you want for your 3 restaurants. So this logo can change based on the custom field rather than right now we have it as a custom value, but you could have it as a custom field instead. They can still check here to see how many points that they have, how many points that they've earned over the lifetime of having points. Here, every transaction of where they've earned points or redeemed points or whichever. Over here, we can go earn rewards. And now this is going to be more of a referral system again for restaurants, where this is their unique referral link if they want to invite other people to become a VIP customer, or this is a QR code they can do, and they can also do a refer a friend. Again, with restaurants, we're trying to just build up that VIP list of customers, right? And then we can share out on social media, and it'll share out their referral link right here out on social media that way too. So that's how they can earn points, and then we also have redeem points. There's another way that they can earn points, and I'll show you that in a second. But here's where you can create any kind of redeemable coupon that you want. And as long as they have the points in their system, they can then claim those rewards. If they claim that reward, it's going to take them over to this page here where they can print off a voucher. Now you can customize the look of this voucher, and when they bring it in, it'll have a QR code here that someone in your staff can either scan with that tablet they have at the front, or a phone or some other device that you have. But we also have this unique voucher code right here as well as part of the after they redeemed points. So once they have those points, some people just have this set up on a tablet as well, and then we can send them to the manage redemptions. And if we put that that code in here, we'll see that it's right here. We can do a search for it, and then we can redeem it that way too. So there's a couple different ways to redeem this. If you scan the QR code, it's going to take you over to a page here, and it depends on how you guys want to make it so that you can redeem codes. And I mean, if there's a different way that we could do this, that you guys are like, hey, it'd be awesome if we could do this in our restaurant, 100% open to like working with you guys to kind of try and figure that out as well. So so we can just hit process certificate here, and then it'll process that way. That's a number of ways of doing that. And
now,
then,
have you had any request and or conversation? I mean, I know we're having it internally, but obviously with restaurants, dollars spent for points earned is a huge part of restaurant loyalty.
yep.
As this, as we kind of dug into this, we're seeing that, in its purest form, affiliate actions are being taken, save for in-person actions, to earn rewards.
Right.
But as we're getting kind of further down the track and figuring out, does this work? Have you had anybody talk about, dollars spent to reward points?
I haven't. Like, how much they spent on the whole campaign, marketing, that kind of stuff versus
No, I
points,
mean,
or,
like
what do
somebody
you mean?
comes in and orders dinner, and the cost for dinner,
Yeah.
$1.
We're trying to come up with lifetime value of the customer as they're in. And when we are pulling the information from the point of sales system, we're trying to figure out how to cross that over into the loyalty program as well, so that we can track who our best customers are. What are they ordering? Those type of things are being tracked already. We can go ahead and pull that information over via API. The question is, how do we integrate that information into the loyalty scheme? And the way we are thinking about doing that is dollars spent. Or, you can go by visits in, but dollars spent would really,
Right.
that's better for us, right? Because now I know that they're not just there for happy hour. They're bringing their family in, and my average order ticket there is, you know, $60, $80, $100.
Yeah, so I mean, inside of the promotions managers, so we also have this promotions manager, which is a side here, which sends out coupons. It's another way that you can have customers do this. You can have customers earn points as well. So you can have coupons for them, which will say, hey, order this appetizer and you'll earn 1,000 loyalty points or something like that. You can have that set up. We have an automation right now that sends out a message later asking them how much they spent. But we're also adding in the ability to require they put the transaction amount in when they redeem the coupon. So so then we can say how much did they actually spend when they redeem that coupon. So we have a coupon that we're sending out to our VIP list to bring those customers in, and then they redeem that coupon, show the staff. But in order to do that, actual claim the coupon, they need to enter in how much they actually spent on their meal at the end of the meal, kind of thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
And
we
then-
won't
and you
use,
can-
we
then
won't
you
use
can
that as too
transact-
clunky. Yeah,
What's
we won't institute that because it's just too clunky.
Okay, what would be the best way to go about it?
That's exactly why we're trying to figure this out. And every one of the solutions we keep coming to kind of puts the loyalty program in its own kind of standalone, and the point of sale system in its own standalone. And unfortunately, we've got to figure out how to get the two to talk to each other so that it's easy on
You would
our
need to have-
employees.
you would need to
Yeah.
somehow. Yeah, what are you guys using for POS?
We're in the middle of changing it actually right now. So the problem we've been running into is that most POS systems these days are not open architecture. You can't
not.
you cannot do an API. So what we're working on right now is a group that will allow us to design the API so we can drag that information over and or use webhooks to get the info from point A to point B, utilizing GHL as the client, the CRM. But those are becoming antiquated. And so it's putting the restaurant industry in a little bit of a predicament. And we're trying to find our way around that right now. There's a lot of people, what they're going with is a company like Toast, who controls all your information and you don't get any of it. So we're in the process of doing that right now.
And what's the company that you're looking at going with?
Don't know yet. We've got,
Oh, okay.
we've got a company looking into it for us right now. They're kind of a headhunter for CRM.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that's like one of the biggest problems out there is having both systems talk to each other. Now I know just from a marketing standpoint, the collecting the transaction amount when they redeem their coupon has worked really well. To get a good value of how much that coupon is bringing in or how much that promotion is bringing in, right? To check out return on investment that way. It's not tied into the CRM. So that you might be able to say, hey, how much did that person spend? But I mean, if they're there with a bunch of other people who are paying for their meals, you might not know that as well. You know, you might not
Agreed.
know
Yeah.
that
There's
either.
a lot of what do you call those? There's a lot of variables to a client coming in and having dinner with you.
Yeah.
Can I add something to this conversation?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I did a lot of loyalty stuff for a long time with restaurants. I'm not in that vertical anymore. But you know, a couple of things. I think what Jason said, if you guys can capture, and Jason, you may want to show them how you capture the value that they spent that day. But if you're able to capture that, so the person typically who has the loyalty account is going to, he may or may not, if he's paying for everybody, then the check value or the amount of money they spent that they put into Jason's system will be a total amount, right? Versus if he's just paying his own bill, he's going to do his own amount. But that's how you can generate the value of the customer spend, and then you can start showing them what they've saved by using the loyalty point if you're giving them discounts on purchases. And we did things like birthday offers. We did stuff based on dollar value spent. We did stuff I mean, it's up to you what you want to give away, like an appetizer for the opt-in, that kind of thing. We've done those kind of things in the past. But I think what Jason's suggesting, if you guys are open to it, maybe take a look at how he's doing it, and if you can capture the value spent at the point of sale, you'll be able to get your lifetime. You'll get better data back.
You get better data, and that's what we've been trying to do, because we know that all the POSs are, all the major ones are locked down.
It's a big problem. Yeah,
They really are. Yeah, they really are.
You can't get data from them, and it's the same. There's a couple industries that are like that, even with, like, for example, Service Titan and other home service businesses too. Their POSs, or like their systems, are locked down too. No API in or out from there. But then Toast is bad. I think Clover, I think it's Clover as well as another
Yeah,
one.
they're a pain.
Aloha we couldn't do, and my big customer moved to Toast recently. I still have a couple of restaurant people. That's not my vertical, but you can't get anything from Toast.
So what we're doing, and I've been working with other restaurant marketing agencies on this, is setting it up so that when they go to redeem a coupon from the promotions page, here, I mean, two different options, and it works. When they go to redeem the coupon here and they go to request that code, this just loads up here. This one,
you're not sharing, Jason.
Let me see. I think because I'm already logged into this one under my own thing, but let's say.
What about if they get points just for coming? I know it's like not a dollar.
That's where we have the check-in there too, so we can get. That's another thing that we have implemented. That's what the whole check-in idea is when they come to the restaurant, we're going to give them 250 points or whatever, and then when they hit 2,500 or 25,000 points, whatever, then they can redeem for their meal, kind of thing, or different whatever you want to offer them. Now, it was going to be under. Let's go. I'm gonna go close these ones. I just got a bunch of windows open here. And go back. We'll just go create a brand new coupon promotion right now. So let's just go here. Let's go here. Let's just add in that graphic for fun. We'll just show all the subscribers. We'll create a unique code. We'll say they can use it on multiple visits. So this is going to be test coupon 2, test. Coupon. There. We're just going to set the dates that this is live on. Here, I'll go to the end of the month, and then let's save. So that's going to create a coupon that will. Back Jason, we can see the coupon that we just created. So the idea is when we hit redeem here, request code, they can enter the code, but then it'll also have just a field right here for the transaction as well. So that allows them to put the code in, but then we can also capture how much they spent on their meal. That's an option to do it that way, and it depends. And here's the thing: I'm very much open to being like, how is this going to work best for your restaurant, and maybe it'll work better for other restaurants that way as well. The way this one works right now is I'll get a text message and an email with the coupon code here. I have to check my phone here because I just got it sent over there. Let's go here, grab the coupon code. No, that's not even there. It's on my actual phone. Usually have the two connected. Oh, weird. Okay. Maybe I don't have the SMS set up on this. Here, let's go. Oh, here it just came in. Oh, let's grab it from here. So here's the coupon code. Here, we'll just copy this, and then we can go back here, and we can enter that coupon code. So we could also have it like enter your transaction amount there on that same page. The way it works now is that in 60 minutes after redeeming that coupon code, I'm going to get a text message asking how much I spent, and then they can just reply via text and just put a number in. um, that works well as well. So it's just you're not forcing them to enter that transaction amount in order to redeem the coupon.
Okay.
When I was talking, a couple of the other agencies have implemented a thing where they're requiring the coupon code or the transaction amount to be entered when they redeem the coupon. And we're just getting better data because then we're basically forcing people, hey, you want to get that free appetizer, then you actually have to tell us how much you spent on your visit, you know. And then it just gives us better data that way versus sending them a text message later asking them, and then they might do it or might not do it. I'm
Right.
seeing right now we're getting about 30% of people replying with their transaction amount.
Okay.
So which isn't bad, but that doesn't give us a per customer. That just gives us an average. So then we can take, hey, we say, okay, well, we've had 150 people, or let's just for simple, let's simplify things. Let's say we had 100 people redeem this coupon, and 30% of the people on average said they spent $37 or something like that, right? Then we can say we can take that 37 and multiply it by 100 people. Then we can say, okay, well, we brought in $3,700 from this campaign on average. It's not an exact number, but then it gives you an idea based just on the average how much people spent. So kind of gives you a better idea of the return on it, the ROI on that particular coupon or the system. And then we can tally that up across all promotions and whatever. But
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
that's how we've been doing it so far. Again, it's not an exact thing because ideally, you'd have somebody check out in your POS and it sends the information over to high level. One way we've been able to do it is, and it's not for restaurants, but for hair salons who use Square, every time there's an order that goes through, we capture their name, email, phone number from that, and we can tie that in. And we're using Zapier there. So we actually use that for a lot of the salons that we have review campaigns who are using Square because we can just send over a zap, and every time that person who's in the system checks out or whatever, then we can assign it to that person. So
That's kind of what I think we're going to be doing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, is
Todd?
that so? We're obviously always concerned now with consent and customer data.
Yep.
So if we're
Yeah, the
collecting
clients that we're doing that for are in Canada, and in Canada we don't care.
data, so, in the US,
There's no
obviously,
A2P registration. There's no other phone stuff. There's nothing. As long as you give them a way to opt out, then you're good.
But you have
Yeah.
GDPR, don't you, in Canada?
Yeah. But there's also it's implied consent. So if they're a customer of yours, and you can message them, if you've done business with them within the last, I forget what the actual length of time is, but if you've done business with somebody in a certain amount of time, you can send them messages and you can send them emails and whatever.
it must be nice to be in
Canada,
Canada. But we definitely can't do that in the US.
Yeah, no. So we definitely want to. Yeah, I don't know exactly how you want to collect that person's information, but if you go through Square, you have to get. Square will have that information for you, but then you have to say, you have to get that consent from them that they sign up. So ideally, you get them to sign up as a VIP member. And you would before they redeem any of the coupons or anything like that. They would have to register as a VIP member and check the consent box saying, yes, I want to receive messages from you.
Yeah, and that's really our focus is we have to be able to make this work. Or if this is going to work, we have to approach it from the point of view that it will not connect with a POS system. So worst case scenario,
Yeah.
we have to figure out how this works for the consumer without data being passed from POS. If it can be passed from POS, that's great. But ultimately, we need initial consent to be on mailing list,
Yeah.
first and foremost, which would come from either a web sign up or a QR code scan at the restaurant, giving consent to join the mailing list.
Yeah, I think
There we can work elevation into the VIP program, which, as we understand it, because it will be a separate sub account, that's going to require its own consent for that sub account for high level,
so,
because they're theoretically in another company account
yeah.
to be
So it all
consented to have
depends on
marketing.
how, yeah. I mean, because you can pass that contact information over to, I mean, we can duplicate contacts between sub accounts, which is fine. That works easy. And if you have consent from that one account, you should be good, I would think.
Yeah, that's one of our need to get into it, right? It's like the I would thinks
Yeah.
can be
Well,
real
because
costly
it's the
if you
same
don't cover
company, it's
that
the
correctly.
company, right? So, if they join the VIP program, because we're not just emailing them from the restaurant, they're joining the VIP program, and that's in the main sub account, or that's in the loyalty sub account. So
Yeah, that account we would have consent to be able to send stuff, which is fantastic. That
Yeah.
account would be where all of the check-ins would happen, all of the loyalty accounts would be shown from, even if it's a subdomain to the primary of any
Yeah.
of the sites. Although that creates another barrier. So I'm wondering.
So I don't know. I'm open to having more discussions about it if there's something that we could think about or we want to test out or whatever. Yeah, let's do it. Otherwise, yeah. The biggest thing really is not being able to link up the transaction data between the two different accounts. Or the POS and the main account. So
Yeah.
I'm going to hit you with a similar thing, Jason. I
Okay.
jumped on. I sent you an email yesterday. I don't know if you
Right,
saw
yes.
it, but I have a 7 location customer tomorrow. I'm doing a demo for. But unlike Len and Todd, I have access to the transaction data.
Okay.
Through the DMS, but just figuring out how to structure it is a conversation we're going to have. And take a look at the email I sent you if you have any time.
I did have a quick. I saw it last night.
Yeah, if you have any time before, it's tomorrow at noon. So if you have any time between now and then, let me know, and we can just talk a little bit, or maybe just get something real basic set up.
Okay.
I'm not pitching the whole. I'm just pitching an overview demo tomorrow. But it'd be good to show them something to get their taste buds wet.
Yeah.
On loyalty, as far as loyalty goes.
Hey, Jason, I just wanted to say thanks, man. We're going to jump off and
Yeah, okay.
we're going to do a little more research on what we're going to do, and then we'll circle back around to you, figure out if this is what we're going to implement, how we're going to make this work. So
Yeah.
thanks
If
a
you guys
lot.
want to jump on a call and chat about things, let me know too, because we can make that happen.
Yeah, that would be great. You can tell that we're trying to kind of figure out where all the pitfalls are so that we don't step in one.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
cool.
Len, Jason's product's really good. Him and I hooked up a little bit ago, and I was doing a lot of stuff with loyalty. And then when he came out with this product on high level, that's how I connected with him, because I've also shifted to high level, like all of us here probably have.
Yeah.
So he's got a great product. But you're right. I mean, you have to think about it when you implement something like this. What the best way to manage it and keep it going with you. But you guys, you'll figure it out as you get feedback, and discuss stuff together. But his product's cool. It's a good product. Yeah.
Thanks, Glenn. I appreciate that. I appreciate
sure.
that.
I appreciate it.
Jason, thanks again, bud. We'll talk soon.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, I'm gonna say goodbye here too. Glenn, I'll connect with you, and I hope everybody else has a great rest of your day. And we'll chat with you guys sometime soon here. So, Ben, I'm going to think about that events thing. And I think that's what we just chatted about there would probably work pretty good. but I love the idea of actually having the events calendar as well. So, okay, you guys have a great rest of your day.
You want me to
And
stay, or you
yeah, why don't you stay on, and then
Okay.
well, you know what? We're still live streaming